Hello people, today I have with us the Frame Arms Girl Architect. This is the Nipako version. Nipako, if you don't know, is a mascot that used to be for God Hands. God Hand is responsible for some of the best nippers that we use in this hobby. I have some cheapy ones here. These are no-name brands, but you will see the handles here and the nippers at the top are sort of represented by her hair and by the bow here. So that's supposed to be like the mascot. I will show you a picture of the actual mascot. According to one of the decals on here, this is the Ultimate Nipako. So this here is a collaboration with Frame Arms and the people behind the God Hand nippers. So if you've seen any of my videos before, you know that I use Architect as my stand-in for Frame Arms so that you can get a size comparison. However, I never did an actual review on the Architect kit, so I can go ahead and show you what that looks like on this one here. Since this one's newly built, the joints are a lot tighter than the ones on the one I pose so often to get some of the MSG parts on this thing. But let me go ahead and show you guys. The neck, the joint up here is just a ball that goes into a socket on the bottom of her head. And then on this one, it actually goes down into a tiny ball and then uses this as the socket. So you can get an additional line of articulation there. And then, of course, at the ball at the top. The shoulders are an older type model. So you are going to have the socket inside here, and then the ball here. The socket does move, but because of the way the chest is designed, it doesn't move a lot. In fact, it actually doesn't move much at all. Forgot to mention, of course, the hair. The hair is on a small pin like the wrist pins. That is just like those that you use on your wrists for the hands. So you can move that back and forth this way. It slides into here. And then you're going to use this part as a hair accessory. Let's go ahead and get that back on. Moving on from the shoulder, you are going to get a point of articulation at the shoulder here to rotate the bottom of her arm underneath this armor. The armor is on that same point of articulation, so you can move that quite a bit as well. One point of articulation at the elbow, but you do get quite a lot of angle out of that one, and you do get to go straight, a little bit beyond straight from this direction. The wrists, same as the hair, two pieces put together, and you are capable to move that up and down like so, and rotating it as well. This is actually on a small hinge, so you can move that up and down just a hair, as you see here. A ball joint that goes up into her upper chest here. Actually, the ball is stuck inside there, and the peg goes into it. The peg also has a point of articulation, so you can rotate that one around as well. The old one has a hard plastic version of this. The new one has a slightly softer POM version. Hopefully that lasts a little bit longer than the one that's on the one I'm currently using. Each of these pieces of her skirt is articulated, so you can move them up and down, except for the front, which is stuck, but you can move all of these up and around. Inside the waist, there are two pieces that can slide up and down, as you see here. And then inside, there is a ball joint that has a rocker inside there, so you can get that at some angles pretty far down, and then at others, not so much. So if you tilt it upward and then try to pull it out, it won't work. So you got to be real careful with those. The point of articulation here, you can rotate that leg at the thigh. And as you see, I knocked off this one here, which is mounted to a ball joint. That ball joint can slide right in there and rotate all the way around as far as the armor can conceive. So as long as it's not touching her, it will move. 2 points of articulation at the knee. Of course, that is pretty common to these girl kits, and this one is no exception, so you can get quite a lot out of that. If you actually want to move it more so, you have to be pretty strategic with how you move them. And then this one is on a little rocker as well. The foot actually articulates by a peg that slides into the leg, and then you get the point of articulation at the ankle, which lets you move it down and up, and then that is pegged into her foot, so you can rotate that as well. So Nipako version Architect here is the same height as the other Architect that I have. It is almost the same build, except for with a couple of different accessories. I will go ahead and do a size comparison between the things that I already have, and you guys can see what she looks like. Here she is standing beside the high-grade GBN-based Gundam, the very small Alto Commander type from 30-Minute Missions. This is the Jinrai from Frame Arm series in a 1/100 scale. He is slightly stepped off of the concrete there, so he is just a bit shorter than she is. Here she is standing next to the other Architect that I have in from the Frame Arms Girl series. You can see the variations between her, with that hat just being slightly different, the hairstyles being slightly different. Not too much else other than those two things. Also the construction of the internals being a hard plastic on her and a soft plastic on her. She is standing next to the Hexagear Governor Nero, and standing next to the very large Alex Gundam in master grade scale. You guys have already seen that it comes with a stand that is very common to the Frame Arms Girl series, but it also comes with a couple other faceplates. These ones aren't really anything to write home about, but you do get Architect looking to the right and to the left. So you do get a couple of other options instead of just looking straight ahead. On top of that, though, this one does have a lot of decals. That is this sheet here, and these are, like I said, exclusive to this version. This is the Ultimate Nipako, like I said. You can see the God Hand label, the God Hand insignia, quite a lot of nice little things here for you guys to put on her. And just like the original Architect, which it didn't show you guys the review of because I never made one, this does come with a couple of weapons, and these are MSG sets that do come out on their own. And for example, we have this one here, which does actually move. It does have a little motor inside there. I didn't wind it up because I don't want it to scream at me, but it can. But it can, or cannot. Whatever. It's one of those things. There you go. So it's screaming at us now. But it does have some really large claws and some looks like lasers on this one. So pretty cool weapon. It also includes, just like the other form of Architect here, a drill that mounts to the back of her arm, and this one does have a little spring function to it, so you're gonna have it set in here, let's see, like that, and then release it like this. It's a little cheesy, but it's something. And like I said, it does mount to the back of her arm, same as that other one. I will show you that in a second. So we're gonna put that right here on a slot on the back of her arm, and she is ready to go. That is a pretty heavy weapon for her though, so watch out for the balance. And then the same thing on this one. This little tab slides into the back of her wrist like so. Nice and easy. And now she can start her wrecking career, because obviously these things are pretty powerful. One of the other cool things about this one is that it comes with a lot of extra in the way of parts. So these ones are to conform her into the Frame Arms series. So you can actually take off her arms and turn them into arms with the frame arm stuff. These are an additional parts for one of these weapons. You also get this one here, which also came with the regular Architect, but more weapons is always cool. That converts this into a claw. And then a lot of the sprues for the weapons are actually doubled in blue and white, so you can actually change those parts out. So like you see here, I put this in blue. It also comes in white. You can see here these ones in white are also available in blue. It is quite a lot when you look at it. You know, you can see that knife blade that is on here in blue is also replicated in white. So lots of extra parts there. The same is to be said about her. So some of the blue parts there that you see, I did a lot in blue, but they are also replicated in white. So you can actually make a white one with blue or a blue one with white for the most part. It's not complete. It's not a complete armor set, so be wary of that. Still, like you see that her underwear are pink, or her underwear are blue. You can see here it is also in white. Remember I told you a lot of the parts were made in hard plastic? Well, it does still have them in that hard plastic here. These are parts for something that isn't prepared for in this kit, but you do have another head piece here that you can make another head if you wanted to. And then there is another chest piece here, which is the same as what you see there, but in the hard plastic. So a lot of duplicated parts that you can use. And again, lots more parts. These are for an alternative leg build. And then these are the soft plastic versions of what you build her internals out of. You can see it's very flexible. And of course, she also comes with hands. I am probably going to take these for the one that I am currently using for my size comparisons because I don't know where I put her hands. But there is some grabbing hands, some open hands, wide open hands, and pointing hands. Lots of available features for what you want to do with your Frame Arms Girl Architect. So you all are probably thinking this has got to be an expensive set, right? I mean, an Architect is around $50 on her own. And with 2 MSG kits, that's at least $10 a piece for these guys. So you'd think that this one would be very expensive, especially with all the duplicated colors and things like that. It's actually pretty cheap. And it came out, I think, at $60 was the retail price. It went up for a little bit, and then it came back down. So right now, I think you can get it for $50, which is the same as you would get a normal Architect for. Now, a normal Architect, you're going to get the color that you may be wanting, but this is a nice set. You know, it's a nice color set. It's a Nipako-chan, which it's kind of gone now, so it's kind of collectible. I don't know if it's going to be worth anything in the future. I don't know how much collectors want these things for, but she's really cheap. So if you look for her, you can find her around $50 to $60. I think there's one at Gunpla Hermit Shop. I don't know where else you could find them, but I have seen them for pretty low price, so they haven't gone up. That's yet, though. I don't know if there ever will be a market for them or anything like that, but they are really cool. This is a really cool unit, very cool, nice white and blue color scheme, very soothing to the eye, and I like that bow as well. It's really cool. So if it's something that you're after, it is definitely worth the price. But that is going to be it for today with my review on the Nipako Architect. You can see that I am very happy with my purchase. I do need to clean up all those other sprues that, with lots and lots of extra parts, I will need to find a place for them. So that is one of the problems that I am going to admit this one has. At the end of the day, though, more parts is always better. That said, I will see you guys next time, or you'll see me, but more than likely, you will see my stuff. Bye-bye.